Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Seventh Day. And boy, who's ready for another exorcism movie? And this film is from Justin P. Lang, who wrote and directed the film. And what's interesting about this, it's about a young priest who witnesses a tragic exorcism, leading to the death of his mentor priest, played by Keith David, who's in the one scene in this film, and does a great job because Keith David is great. But you have, in your leading role here, Vadhir Derbez, who is playing this young priest who's popped up in quite a few things up to this point, but he meets with his higher up, played by Stephen Lang, who's in a few scenes in this film. He's very much a more like calmer, softer voiced kind of character in this, you know, very different than like grizzled Stephen Lang from like Avatar and from Don't Breathe. And he advises him to be paired up with Guy Pearce's character, who is this very experienced exorcist. He is someone who has like a hard-eyed look at this whole profession, and he's tough as nails, and Guy Pearce is Guy Pearce, and he does his Guy Pearce thing by being fantastic no matter what they give him to do. And he brings a level of like biting, seething kind of attitude. He doesn't think very much of this young priest. He's like, what experience do you have? And what's most interesting about this film is it's basically Training Day. You heard me right. This movie's basically Training Day, except Sub-Al being a cop for being an exorcist. And that's what you have. And then you tack on a obnoxious, kind of twisty horror movie type ending, and then yeah, that's this movie. So the thing is, like, if you find out, like, if you've seen a film like Training Day, you know the basic beats of what's going to happen in this relationship. And Derbez and Pearce is a great actor, and Derbez does a fine job in the leading role here. The performances are solid, they deliver. The story hits on all the wonderful cliches that you could possibly hit on in a film like this. You've seen this film before, and I don't think it's going to surprise you in any way. And there's some twists and unexpected things that you see a mile away because you could probably telegraph it. And based off of this basically being Training Day, and also you've seen exorcism movies before. And the film, though, Lang does a good job of creeping us out as viewers. There's grotesqueness to some of the possessed people, some of the things that they do with their faces and what happens to their bodies as they're like boiling up and burning up during these exorcisms. You have those moments. There could be those shocking moments in terms of what crazy things are going to happen because of these evil spirits, but it does lean heavily into, there's not as much tension. It kind of feels like it's in first or second gear the whole time. It never like kicks us into gear, and it never reaches being that scary because it uses just a lot of telegraphed jump scares. And where The Exorcist, something like that, is deeply atmospheric and emotional, you don't really get a huge connection to these characters to feel that emotional heft, and you don't really get that top-notch tension building either. It's just creepy, it's disturbing, and it's well-paced. This is like an hour and 30-minute film. It doesn't really drag that much. It keeps it going. But, you know, it's filled with a lot of cliches, a lot of trappings and tropes of exactly what you would expect from an exorcism film. And, you know, if you enjoy these kinds of films, I think you'll enjoy this. If you're somebody like me who really needs to see something special from a horror film to really get something out of it, this really isn't for you. So, in the end, I think Lang does a fine job of recreating the tropes of exorcism films with, you know, a Training Day type story and some solid performances and some creepy imagery. But in the end, the seventh day isn't exactly something that you need to go run out for. But those are my thoughts on the seventh day. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.